Welcome to the Small Business Spotlight hosted by JAISIN Insurance Solutions. I'm Raquel Goldie, and the goal is to bring more awareness to businesses and entrepreneurs in the local community. That being said, I'm joined by John Robertson, Executive Vice President of Ship Your Car Now. So, give me an overview in layman's terms as to what your company is all about.
So Ship Your Car Now is pretty basic, right? But on the other hand, it's extremely complex because one of the things we bring to the industry is a full service solution that a lot of our competition doesn't. We're literally both a technology company and a services company, and it all surrounds with the transportation of vehicles. And that's any type of vehicle you can imagine, from the regular passenger car that somebody buys on eBay that they want brought up to their home in Seattle, to a 120,000 pound crane that needs to go to a work site in the middle of Texas. You name it, we can take care of getting that transported anywhere in the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, and even some international locations.
Wow, okay. So obviously Ship Your Car Now seems like it would be very helpful for snowbirds, which obviously in South Florida we have a lot of here. And why is your company so necessary for snowbirds?
Well, it's funny you asked that, Raquel, because that's really the company was built around snowbirds from the beginning, right? Gavin, our founder and who conceived the organization, has been here in Florida, and he has a lot of relatives up in the Northeast. And so moving vehicles back and forth from Florida to the Northeast was really just kind of a natural niche to fit into. And it is critical because those people, as they migrate back and forth, that's why we call them snowbirds, right? Funny term. They migrate back and forth. They all are recurring customers. They want the same level of service. They want to know they're going to call and talk to the same guy, that their car is going to be as well taken care of as last time. And so it's become a very important part of our business and the roots of our business to keep those people migrating back and forth.
Now, moving can be super stressful, especially being snowbirds. What is the number one mistake people make when searching for a company to help ship their car back and forth?
Well, honestly, it's a really simple answer. The number one mistake is they go with the cheapest service. And in our industry, more than any other industry, not more than any other industry, but like a lot of other industries, but it's very common in our industry to just go with that cheap service that doesn't provide the insurance coverages, doesn't provide the level of service, doesn't provide the guidance, doesn't provide the pre-vetting of our partners that we use as drivers and carriers to move these people's vehicles. And the next thing you know, damage happens, cars are lost, people paid the cheap price, they saved $100, and now they don't know where their car is, they're fixing scratches, they're trying to get a hold of a driver in the middle of the night. It's a nightmare. When Gavin first conceived the organization, he said, we're going to do it right. He had a bad experience, which I will not even begin to tell you the super funny story he has about it. But all his entrepreneurial spirit kicked in from a bad experience he had with moving a car. And that's why we always stay top notch, very white hat. We're the guys you can trust.
I was just going to say, I've heard a lot of horror stories from my friends and just people I know moving cross country.
Yep.
Their car arriving in awful shape or just not even arriving. Like you said, they don't even know where the car is. What brings you to the forefront besides obviously screening your drivers and everything you just previously mentioned?
No, that's a good question too. And one of the things that we do in order to maintain that forefront is around technology and people. This business, it can be done, quite simply by a guy, right? And we're not like that. We have business processes. We have documented flow charts. We have partners that we work with that are also white hat in their industry that ensure that everything is a systematical approach to making it happen and recurring the right way every time, as opposed to just kind of a willy-nilly, just try and get a car moved from point A to point B. It's very much a system. And recently, most recently, within the last year and a half, we've really pivoted the organization and begun to utilize our technology as actually a service that we're providing to customers as well. So now we've taken the technology that we use to ensure that consistency of service, and we're actually providing it as a technology integration to our customers directly. So it happens even more smoothly. So literally, I can give a customer a button, they push it, car shipping happens.
I love that because I think, as we all know, with anything, consistency is key, right?
Yep.
And I think we've got to talk about the elephant in the room. How have you guys adapted with COVID-19 guidelines and restrictions?
Well, it's interesting, the COVID, we actually began this journey into providing self-service transportation technology solutions to companies almost over 2 years ago. So we had really had been out to our customers. You see people like a Carvana and people like that are buying and selling units on vehicles online. And we saw that as an opportunity to integrate that technology directly into our partners' software. People like Turn Automotive, Carsker, eDealer Direct. There's a ton of them out there. I could go on and on. CDK Global. And so we've integrated our technology directly into that solution in order for them to be able to provide their end customer that true touchless, purchase a vehicle online service. So we started it a long time ago before COVID came along. We're one of the companies, and there are several different industries out there that have actually seen an uptick in our business as a result of this, because it gave everyone the sense of urgency to be able to deliver a vehicle via technology without someone having to walk into a dealership that wasn't necessarily there pre-COVID. So, it's been a good thing for our business. It's a horrible thing. We all hate it. We all want it to go away, and we want to get back to life as normal as quickly as possible. But it has driven a little spike in people's sense of urgency to get this type of integration built out.
You got to find the good out of every situation. Now,
Yeah.
you guys are recognized as one of the largest B2C providers of vehicle logistics to large enterprise corporations, which that is a very long, big sentence. And to me, that's trust. Why is trust so important for you guys?
Well, I think, it's just like any other service. When you enter into a contract or enter into an agreement with someone that's going to provide a service for you, you don't want to have to babysit that the same level of service you got the first time you engaged is the same level of service you get the 20th time or the 50th time or the 70th time. So whether it's a snowbird who's moving back and forth with us for 30 years in a row because they've had that true consistency in service and built that trust with us, or whether it's a dealership who's buying all over the nation and he doesn't care where he buys, he just knows he can trust us to go in and ship it back to his dealership in Florida. It doesn't matter. We're that trust is what we count on, and trust comes with consistency. Perform every time, and you build trust.
Tell everyone right now, why would we pick Ship Your Car Now? Obviously, you've said trust, and you guys are really thriving right now during everything happening with COVID-19. But if I was someone who's going to pick up and move to, let's say, California tomorrow, besides trust, if I'm a little hesitant, why else? What is the driving point? Why should I pick Ship Your Car Now?
Well, I think the number one thing is, we're interested in a customer who appreciates and recognizes the value of quality service. So we literally have this conversation with people, whether they're businesses or whether they're consumers, and we say, listen, if you're just looking for the lowest cost service, we can recommend some people to you. We literally are of that mindset and have built our business around being the person who's going to give them a fair price, but we're also going to get extraordinary service taken care of for them. And so, and our ability to deliver that via the technology on a consistent basis all over the United States is key as well. I think in today's world, probably one of the number one things that would help us, not help us, but would help a consumer to select Ship Your Car Now. One of the things we've introduced to the industry, which is nobody else is doing, is actually tiered pricing program. So we literally have tiered pricing, just like Amazon. We're all online shoppers, right? We go to Amazon. I need it overnight. I'm a Prime member, whatever it is. This one I don't need for another week because I don't need it till it starts to snow. Well, that's a Michigan problem I have, not a Florida problem we have down there at corporate. But, we get our choice and we pay accordingly. No one in their industry does that. Well, I offer that to clients every day. Our team offers that selection, and then we guarantee it, which no one else does that either. So our network of carriers is so large. Our pricing and our technology, the artificial intelligence and the real-time pricing that we do behind the scenes is so unique that no one else, even if they wanted to bring that message to the market, they don't have the backup to do it. We're the guys that do.
Well, there you go. And I have to ask one last question. Of course, why have you chosen to work with JAISIN Insurance Solutions?
Well, one of the things that, as you can tell from our discussion, Raquel, is that, we're very complex and we have a lot of moving parts, and we're also very white hat and we'd like to stay above board. Insurance is one of those things that we can't not do right. We have to do it right because in this business, things happen. You know, a carrier can be in an accident, a carrier can slide into a snowbank, a carrier can run through a hurricane, and things may happen. And we need an insurance provider that's got the T's crossed, the I's dotted, and the documents are all lined up so that we can take care of our consumer and our business customers. If I don't feel confident that Jason's behind my back and got me covered when something goes wrong, I don't feel confident selling that service to customers. True story, I literally have a friend of my father-in-law moving a car. And I don't usually do a lot of the single moves like that, but he's my father-in-law's friend, right? So I'm taking care of him. And he comes in an email, he says, John, what do you guys do for insurance? Am I covered? And his name's John also. And I said, John, I said, I have to tell you, I've been in this industry for a long time. Ship your car now and our insurance coverage, I couldn't be more confident to let you know that if anything happens to your 2014 Chevrolet Corvette that you just spent $49,000 on, and I need to ship from Michigan up to the woods in Minnesota, not sure what you're going to do with it up there, but I'm going to ship it up to the woods in Minnesota. If there's a scratch on it, you're covered. Don't worry. And I could say that with complete confidence because of our relationship with Jason and the way that I can trust all the programs and things he's putting us in place for us. Again, whether it's from a POV like that for a personal move, all the way up to huge corporate contracts that have special insurance requirements. He goes through the contracts with us. He helps us make sure that we've met all those requirements. He dives into the legal documents and supports us there. I couldn't ask for a better relationship. And it's those kind of relationships that make us a great company. You got to choose great partners like Jason.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining me today, JR.
No problem.
And I will see you next time for another Small Business Spotlight.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Raquel. Talk to you soon.